The world is full of incredible mysteries. We've all heard the legends, the whispers of cities swallowed by the earth lost to the mists of time. Think of Atlantis, a magnificent civilization vanishing beneath the waves in a single day and night. These stories capture our imagination because they hint at a past far grander and more mysterious than we can comprehend. They suggest that there are chapters of human history that have been completely torn out of the book. We spend our lives walking on solid ground, often forgetting that over 70% of our planet is covered by water. What secrets, what forgotten worlds lie waiting in that vast, dark, and unexplored abyss? It's a question that keeps explorers like me up at night. For centuries, these tales were just that, tales. They were campfire stories and ancient warnings, but today, we have technology that can peel back the curtain of water and look into the depths. We can send signals down into the crushing dark and listen for the echoes that return. Sometimes those echoes tell us there's nothing but sand and rock. But other times, they paint a picture so strange, so out of place, that it sends a jolt through the scientific community. It's in those moments that legend starts to feel a lot more like reality. The ocean doesn't give up its secrets easily, but it can't hide them forever from our ever-watchful electronic eyes. This brings us to the coast of Cuba, a place steeped in history, revolution, and intrigue. But the biggest mystery here might not be on the island itself. It might be resting silently, 2,000 feet below the waves of the Guanahatabibes Peninsula. In the year 2000, a team of Canadian researchers led by Pauline Zalitsky and her husband Paul Weinsweig were doing something pretty routine. They were hired by the Cuban government to survey the seabed, looking for potential oil deposits, gas deposits, and maybe even some sunken Spanish galleons filled with treasure. What they found, however, was something far more astounding and much older than any shipwreck. Their sonar equipment, which is designed to map the ocean floor, started sending back images that made no sense. These weren't the gentle, rolling contours of natural undersea geology. The images showed straight lines, right angles, and repeating geometric patterns. They saw shapes that looked unnervingly like pyramids, buildings, and roads. It was a ghost of a city, laid out with an impossible symmetry, hidden under a half-mile of water. The discovery was so startling that it defied all known history of the region. It was the kind of find that launches 1,000 questions and, for an explorer, marks the beginning of an epic adventure into the unknown. The discovery began with a beep on a screen. The team from Advanced Digital Communications, or ADC, was using state-of-the-art side-scan sonar. It sends out pulses of sound in a fan-like shape that sweep across the seafloor. The echoes that bounce back are translated by a computer into a detailed image of the terrain below. It's an incredible tool for finding shipwrecks. It's an incredible tool for mapping geological features. But it's not supposed to find perfectly organized city blocks. The research vessel moved back and forth in a grid pattern. The sonar painted this unbelievable picture, revealing a massive structured complex covering nearly 2 square kilometers. At first there was disbelief. Could it be a glitch? Maybe a natural rock formation that looks man-made? But the more data they collected, the less likely that seemed. The patterns were too consistent, too deliberate. The structures were aligned in a grid. Some looked like massive, smooth-sided pyramids. Others looked like long, rectangular buildings connected by road-like features. This wasn't random rock, it was an organized, planned layout. They needed a camera. Sonar gives a map, a camera gives proof. They deployed an ROV, a small unmanned submarine with high-resolution cameras and powerful lights. They guided the ROV down, its tether stretching thousands of feet back to the ship. The descent is tense, immense pressure and total blackness. Everyone watched the monitors. The ROV's lights cut through the gloom and illuminated the seafloor. The camera revealed massive cut granite stones, some stacked. Large blocks 2 to 5 meters long with smooth surfaces and sharp right angles. It looked like a construction site from a forgotten age. Pauline Zalitsky described some stones as looking like they were cut, dressed, and polished. The evidence mounted. This was no natural formation. They were looking at the ruins of a lost city. So what were they actually seeing down there? The sonar data, the ROV footage painted a picture of a vast complex metropolis. Several large pyramid-like structures. One looked remarkably similar to El Castillo at Chichen Itza, but far larger. Platform-like mounds, long rectangular buildings, a clear sense of urban planning, arranged along streets and avenues forming a massive grid, like a blueprint for a city that should not exist. Working at a depth of 2,000 feet is not like a casual scuba dive. The pressure would crush a human instantly. What other secrets are down there? We don't know, and that's the most exciting part. The search is far from over. The adventure is just beginning.